is one such free option that without investing any money, we can actually kind of display or showcase all our content as well as teaching methods as well as interact with the rest of the world, including our students. So it is a very simple what we call app, I would say. And then only thing is everyone needs a little bit of practice. So it is as usual, go to this 9 dots. So by now, I think all of you are familiar with these 9 dots. That's where that's the gateway to all Google apps, and search for sites. So do you see the sites here? Yeah. So you don't see the sites here as one of the app. So it doesn't matter. What you can do, the one more advantage of the Google account is that from anywhere, from the search page, you can actually get into the app. So what I do now, I'll simply open a Google search page, but please be informed that you should have been logged in. See here, you see I have already logged in into my Google account, and more specifically, I have already logged in into my Google Chrome profile. So this is the only thing. See, once you are logged in with your Google Chrome profile, you can actually use the Google search page itself as a gateway to reach all your apps. Right? So first, if we do it once, then we know the technology of bookmarking it. For example, I want to go to sites, Google sites. So I have searched it in the 9 dots. I did not find it. So what I am doing, simply I am opening the Google search page. But remember, you should have been already logged in into your Google Chrome profile. So now here I will go and type Google sites. Just take up this Google Sites new. This is useful because there used to be classic Google Sites or old Google Sites. Now that has been dispensed with, and this is the new way to go. So once you search on that, you see the Google Drive sign in and Google Sites. If you click on this, because you have already logged yourself in through your Google Chrome profile, it won't ask again a login. Right, so this is the sites. For example, if you see, these are some of the sites that you see in the recent sites. These are some of the sites that I have recently made, and I'm actually using some of the sites. Now, what I need a blank site. Right, so before I press on the blank site, what I will do, I will simply take this and keep it here in a folder. First, let me create a folder here. By name FDP OTT. So what I am going to do, whatever I am going to actually come out with, all that will be shared in this folder. So I created that folder, but as you are aware, that folder would have got created maybe at the end of so many bookmarks that I already have. So I have to actually scroll it down to find out. Here it is. So simply drag here, and let me keep it here as my first folder. So in this folder, which is currently empty, the first thing is I am dragging it to the Google Sites. This means what? Next time, anytime I want to go to this Google Sites page, right? The only thing is I have to go here and simply click Google Sites. You need not go to 9 dots and all. It's very simple. Then let me create a blank site now. So click on this blank site. So if I'm going with the full screen, I don't know whether I can go back to. Okay. So once you click on this blank site, this is how it will appear. Right? Yeah, some professor you have to mute. Oh, I think Murugan, there is an auto admit add-on, I was told. So we should activate it by tomorrow so that people are admitted automatically. I need not come to this page to admit them. So here, this is your, first landing page. The moment you click the blank site, I'll show it once again. First, we'll go to the Google Sites. We'll go to the Google Sites. Once you go here to the Google site, simply click on this plus blank. So once you click on the blank, you will land here. So you can temporarily name this page as my website. Or you can give your own name, whatever. And you can also kind of choose how this should appear. So you can actually format this. So your different options are available. You can format this as title. That's what you see. You can format this as heading. This is how you will see. You can format this as subheading, whatever you want. So because this is being the main heading, let us keep it as the title, and you can also make it bold. So by the way, this is the landing page of your site. That if somebody clicks your site URL, they will come and see this page, right? So now, what should be my URL? So in order to actually, come out with the URL, what you should do, you should go on publish. Here you see publish. I am just publishing it without actually having to do anything with the rest of the pages. Then as I am adding pages here, they automatically gets reflected in public domain. So if I go to publish, so here it is asking the web address. Here it is asking the web address. So what I will do, I will say IRALA1 because I already have a site by name Irala. So now I'll make it Irala1. So now what will be your site address? You see here, this will be your site address. So let me copy this to Irala1. Okay. Then let us say publish. So this site has been published successfully. If you want to view this slide, you can view it here. So this is how it is going to appear for time being. So what is the address? Here. Sites.google.com view Irala1. Home is there. I think even if you don't have home, it will work. Even if you remove home, up to this much, it will work. This is the address. So what I will do now, very simple. Again, I'll drag this to my folder. Here, this is my site. See what I do? I'll remove this. Now I want to go to my site. How it looks like? Go here. Simply click here.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, madam.
Sir, could you please explain this last step again?
Yeah. Which
how we can view the site which we have published?
Right. Yeah, actually before publishing, you have noted its address, right? So again, if you say publish, if you say publish, it says it is already published, right?
Okay, fine,
so
fine,
here you go to settings, right? So the address has already been noted, and simply you take that address. For example, this is the site. You take this address and keep it in the browser. You are able to view the site.
Fine, sir. Fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Now I know what is the address of my site. So I can straight away take this and keep it wherever in my letterhead, in my visiting card, or wherever you want people to know about it. You can keep it in your resume, etc. This becomes, everybody's gateway to get into your world. So this is where we are going to build rest of the things. Okay. First thing is the address is now known. Right. So can people? I am just copying this and putting it in the chat box. Just click on that and can you just respond back saying that whether you are able to see it on your screen. Just from your end, you click on this link and tell me whether you are able to see the page. Just simply a single page called My Site. You are able to see, right? Yes, now it's working perfectly fine. Yeah, no problem. So now I further develop this. Now remember, this is the view, address, not the edit address. See, site is built somewhere else, but this is how it is viewed by people outside. But one advantage in Google is you can actually navigate between the edit and view simultaneously if you are logged into your system and if it is your own site. Say, for example, this is my own site which I have created. Even in a view format, I have an option. You see here, the right bottom corner. This is an edit. So from view, I can actually go to edit. I need not remember the edit address per se. So now I am back to edit. Now I can edit this site. Again, if I want to view, I can view this site. Right? But anyway, I have also saved both of them here. See, this is my Google Sites, this thing. This is how I view it. Of course, edit version I have not saved. If I have to save the edit address, I can save this also. So now what's happening? This is general Google Sites. So this is view. So I'll just rename it. This is just to save our time later on. So view site. So if I want to view site, I will go here. So if I want to edit site, I will go here. So edit site. Here. So now I can navigate between. If I want to edit site, I will click here. So I will get into the edit site. If I want to view site, I will go there. Now let us start building this site. So naturally, what the people would like to have in their site, maybe that they want to have something called more about themselves. Where,
sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
You mean that whenever we build a site, whenever we create a site, it is editable at the same time. So in order to do that, if we copy the URLs and paste in a folder, we can do whatever we would like to make the changes without actually going back to the same site again. You meant that?
Yeah, what I mean is that there is, see, how the system works is, there is an address at which every work gets done, whether it is view, edit, etc. Right? So you have to navigate to an edit place where you edit the site, where you add pages, where you add material, etc. Right? So that address I am saving it here. Like you are saving any URL, your edit site is an address which I am saving it here. So wherever I am, I can just by clicking it, I can go to that edit place.
Is it not possible when we open a website, we have that editable option there, directly we can do it there directly by clicking it? Is it mandatory that we have to store it there, or it's only for convenience?
It is for convenience. Why you want to take two steps when one step is possible?
Oh, okay. Fine.
So for example, you have not stored this, you should go here, then from that page you should click this. So we are one click or one step extra. Right?
Okay.
So instead, if you have this cited, so the open it, just directly you can go here. Okay.
Thank you so much.
So because we keep doing these things several times in our lifetime, it is better we optimize the number of steps.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So that option is available. Okay, fine.
Right.
Now, what is that now? I just want to kind of build pages for my site. So the 1 or 2 pages that I would be interested is something like, more about me, right? So what I'll do, go to here, pages, and this is the home page that you are in. You can click here. You can actually duplicate this page, or you can add a sub page, or you can insert here a page. There are several options available. Sorry, in insert you don't have a page option available. So let me go to pages. So here what I do, I'll duplicate to start with, duplicate the page. Then it will ask for a different name. So from home, let us say I'll say more about me, or say simply about me. Done. Now you see here you see the menu automatically generated. One is home. Second is more about me. So in more about me, I'll go here and change this heading as more about me. More about me. So now you can also play with this. You want it on the left hand side, you can drag it to the, so wherever you want to place. Or you want it on the right hand side, you can drag it there. Only thing is the vertical alignment is only allowed in Google site. So you can't drag up and down. That's the problem. So whatever you do, only left and right. Up and down is not allowed. Maybe in future they will come out with that option also. So now this is more about me. Now I can also duplicate this page and create, a publications page or my classwork page, etc. So what I will do, I'll go and let us say create one teaching page. So remember, every time you create blank pages, probably every time you will have to again redo all the work that you have done in a page. So my advice is first you come out with little page layout, where by copying that page, you automatically retain all that. For example, I wanted to add a photograph of mine in my website. So if I have an intention of doing that, first let me add the photograph. Once I add the photograph, then what happens, it becomes easy for me whenever I copy, I actually copy that page along with the photograph instead of every time creating a new page and inserting photograph. So how do I insert a photograph? So here, you see, click on this. So here you have all these options. You can insert something from your Google Drive, you can insert a text box, or you can actually insert an image. So let me click this image. So once I click on insert an image, so nothing is happening. Okay, doesn't matter. So let me go here. See, the one important thing with these gadgets is these are sometimes unpredictable. Number two, we can't write down all this.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
sir, we
yes,
have
yes.
left hand side. We have here one image option, and where more about me on the left side we have image option, and there we can go and do the changes.
Where left hand side?
You have written more about me. Just below that, can change image.
No, this is right. This is basically to change this background image that you see in the green. No, I'm not talking that. I just want my photograph here along with more about me. Okay. Just doesn't matter. See, I'm also trying to tell you if it didn't work this way, right? So we need not worry. The thing is that the series of steps we can't remember and write it down. The best way to master an app is to experiment. It didn't work that way, so I have an alternate here. So I'll go here. Here you see, again I have all these things. Here I have an image, insert image. I'll go and click it here. So it says upload.
Yes, sir. I have already done, so it's uploading.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is there is no rule book which says a stepwise process of how to do something. So it is all your ability to experiment, your ability to live with that, not giving up. That makes you good at any exercise that we do. So now I'm going to pick up some image of mine. So I have a place where I store them. So yeah, I'm able to cards and photos. Yes. So let me pick up some image.
Then please repeat.
See, here I clicked to insert an image, it did not work. So what I did, in the right side menu, I went to this insert. And then I clicked here, images. Okay? Then upload. So when I am uploading, I will have to actually go to the place where I can find one of my images. So I'm searching in my, here. So let me pick up a new image. So here. Right? So this you can resize. It looks very ugly. Okay, just resize the image. Bas. So like I told you, this more about me should be by mistake these two got joined. So it's not leaving. Okay, doesn't matter. Control Z. This Control Z is another option which you should be exercising. So now, so that it doesn't get mixed up, I just kept it aside. Now I insert this again. Let me pick up this. Yeah, now I got it here. Let me take it this side. Let me resize it. Fine. Now let me experiment on this. Okay. So I'll keep it here. See, this is another problem, that these things get joined once. Yeah, just drag it here. Fine. Then I think you can experiment with this later. Where you want it at the right corner, top corner, left corner. So now the point is, this image is inserted here. If I copy, what is called this site. If I duplicate this page, I think somebody has to mute their mic, please. Yeah, please mute your mic, please. Sudharani, Professor Sudharani, kindly mute yourself. Yeah, she did. So now, here what you can do, if I am copying this, so what happens, now the duplicate page copies along with my photograph. So what is that I am saving? I am saving one more step of inserting photograph in the next page. So the advice is, sometimes it is not possible. You do a full-fledged page, 1 or 2 pages, and copy them so that all the contents of that page are retained in the all copies that you make. And before I copy, I also want to insert a text box here and say more about me. Right? Again, I can take this. You can take it as heading and then make it bold, and you can make it at the right alignment. And you see here this you can actually make emphasis to, so that it looks like this. If you are not satisfied with this font size, then make it instead of heading, just consider you want to make it as a title. So it's all your taste and preferences, what should be the size of these things. Now, this is how the page is saved. Let me publish it. So I have published it. Now, you need not go to that view address. Actually, here you have an option. You see here, preview option. So by just clicking that, you would know how it looks like to the outsider. Just click on this. See, this is how it is going to look for an outsider. And then here you see you have these options. For example, if somebody is going to open this site in a desktop or laptop, this is how it will look. If somebody is going to open this in a tablet, this is how it will look. If somebody is going to open this in a mobile phone, this is how it will look. So all 3 previews you can check. Based on this, if you want to change your design, you can do. Right? Once you say out of this, you are back to your site. Right? Now, let me see, there are 2 pages I have made. One is home and other is about me. Now this about me, I will copy. And let us say if you look at the home page, you don't have your photograph there. So what you can do, you can actually, this about me, you can actually duplicate. And let me say my classes. Now you see, this is your home page, this is your about me, and this is your my classes. Now you come to my classes, you change the heading here. So my classes. So here also. My classes. classes. So now, so how many pages you have in your website now? You have a home page, you have an about me page, and you have a my classes page. Now let us try to build this my classes page a little bit. So generally what you will do in my classes page, probably let us say you want to share with your students some material, or maybe you want to share with them some content or something like that. So if you are teaching some 5-6 classes, you can't share all these 5-6 classes material here in this page, because this becomes cumbersome. What you can actually do, the Google doesn't have an upper limit of how many sites you can open. Actually, you can open another page, another website for, let us say, one of your classes. Like we have this web page, let us say, see, this is my FDP on online teaching tools page. So this I have already built. So what I will do, I will link this page to my main website. So here is my main website. So in my classes, what I will do, I will link that page. So you first copy the URL, copy, come to your site. Here you go to insert. See, you can use several options. See, these are some of the options where you can have a picture and then a description, and then maybe this picture can be linked to your whatever site. But I have seen this to be more elegant, buttons. So now I click on the button. So it will ask what is the name, OTT FTP. So this is the name of the button, and link. Just now I have copied the link, so I paste it here and say insert. Now remember, so this OTT FTP website has been linked to this website. Let us see whether it is checking. Let us see whether it is working. So before I do, I have published it. Let me go to the preview. So if I click here, OTT FTP, it should take me to that OTT FTP site. I'm clicking on that. You see, I have landed in the OTT FTP site. So like this, you can make all your classes connected here. So OTT FTP is one class. Let us say recently I did an Excel FTP. So let me go there. Sites. These are my sites. Let us say this is the Excel FTP site. Right. Or I think I should know the site address. That's what I'm searching for. It should be there in my bookmarks bar. Excel FTP. Yeah. This is the site. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll copy this address and I go to my site. So I insert one more button. Right. And I say Excel FTP and click the link, insert, and you can drag it here and keep it like this. So now within this page, if you see in my classes, if you want to separate, I also teach regular classes at University of Hyderabad other than these training programs. So if I want to do that, what I can do, I can insert one more separator here, one more divider. See, I can use a divider. And after this, I can insert, let us say, one Google Classroom. I can link, So Google Classroom. Like I told you, it is very simple. You need not actually do bookmark also. Simply you can navigate to your Google Classroom right from the search page. So this is my Google Classroom. Let us say I teach a course on spreadsheet modeling, right? So this I'll copy. This is the address. Now I go to my site. Then I'll insert one more button and say, or I'll just keep it short, spreadsheet modeling. Control V, insert. Right? So here I give all my training, classes. Here I'll give my regular classes. So my students find it easy. Or I can also put a heading here, like you put a my classes. Here you can come out with subheadings that training classes, teaching classes, etc. So this is how you can link from this site to some other site. Similarly, when you are operating within this site, let us say from your about me, you are going to my classes. One way is to actually navigate going from the top. Instead of that, I want this option to be available to my the viewers right here. So what I can do, I can insert few buttons here, then I'll say I am in the more about me page. Let us say I want to my classes. Remember, for the pages that are within your current website, you need not copy the links. The moment you put the cursor here, it is showing you have two options. My classes. Insert. You see here, this is my classes. And from my classes, before my classes, there has to be a home page. So insert one more button. Let us call it home. Now let me link it to home. Right? And I may not use, because I am already in more about me page, I need not actually have a link to more about page in this page. But to maintain the uniformity of the site, what I can do, I can actually keep that also as one of the links, but that doesn't operate when you are actually in that particular page. So I would insert one more button and say more about me. I think it is not showing anything. So for time being, it is. Or maybe you can avoid this because you are anyway in that page, you can avoid this. There are people joining now, so let me admit them. Yeah, so this is about my classes. Now, like I told you, this should, maybe I would prefer this menu to come right at the top. So what I do, I go here, you see this small clamp like thing inside, you can hold it, drag it down. Done. So you can actually play with them, shifting them up or shifting them down. Like I told you now, if I go to the next page, my classes, again I'll have to build this menu here. That's what I said, it is advisable that you first think of all these options in your mind, then you can actually build one page and copy those pages. But anyway, now we have to do this. Now you build one more page called, let us say, my videos. Build one more page, let us say, my videos. So from my classes, I will duplicate that page. Duplicate the page. And here, let me give the name my videos. Done. Right? Now, let me change the title. So here also, my videos. Right. Now here, I'll remove this. Or if you want to keep them. So here I want to insert my videos. See, it's very, very easy. If you have a YouTube channel, let's say these are my videos. So this is let us say your own day 1 video, and this is day 2 video, and all this. So what I will do, I'll just click on this and copy this URL, come back to my page. So here I want to insert my day 1 video. So go to insert, come here, you'll see here YouTube. Click on this, simply paste that address or the URL, click enter. So now it will ask, is this the video that you want to? So click on this, click select. See, your day 1 video is here. You can resize it. Right, but you want to actually give it a title. I mean, you want to know what this video is all about. Then what you do, insert. You take a small text box. Say, call it day OTT A1 video. So resize it. And now you can just take it and link it to this video. See, now it gets permanently linked. So you can bold it. Let's keep it normal text bold. So now let me publish. Now it got published. Actually, I can go to the view version. Here, view my site. The only thing is I'll kind of sometimes refresh it so that and go to my videos and just click on this. Now anybody can actually right. So actually you can actually see for yourself, it is already working, it is in the public domain. So anybody going to this site called Airala1 and who is going to my videos can actually go here and click on this, and this video plays. So the YouTube videos can be automatically placed that way wherever you want, right? Then apart from this, what you can actually do is, let us say you have a file that you have come out with, and you want people to actually have a look at it whenever they want. And let us say this is a dynamic file in the sense you keep changing the content in that, etc. But that is visible to outsiders in your site. Now, when you have such a situation, let us say there is a class schedule that you are coming up with, or any content that you are coming up with. So what you can do, you can create this material in your Google Drive and directly link that file into this particular site. So this means what? Whenever there is a change in the content of that particular site, you need not edit it in the site, you just edit it in your own Google Drive, but it gets automatically published in your site. See, so then how I will do, let us go to the Google Drive and let us look at one of the files. So here let us look at this OTT FTP. So let us look at this, the topics. So now this file is actually, let us say I am sharing this file between me, actually this is another file, just a second, yeah, OTT FTP session plan. So let me look at this file. See, OTT FTP session plan. Now this is a file that I have shared it with Dr. Murugan and Professor Rajshekhar. So all three of us are the editors and we are collaborating on this file, right? Now, if there is any change in this file, so for example, tomorrow Professor Rajshekhar has to take the class. So instead, Rajshekhar, let's say Murugan is going to handle. So Rajshekhar would like to communicate, he wants to change this. Or Professor Rajshekhar would like to edit some of these contents. So now what is happening, I can keep this particular Google Doc in the site. and Professor Rajshekhar can edit this file sitting in his home. But this gets automatically updated in the site. So a file that I have shared with Professor Rajshekhar, when he edits it sitting at home, gets automatically updated in my site. See how beautiful this option is. So for this, what you have to do, you have to share this, you have to insert this file in your site. See here, let me go to my classes. So here, let me say, what to call, here I will insert one text box and say OTT FDP session plan. Okay, let me keep it here. Okay, here what I will do, I will insert that file. So what you have to do, simply go here to insert, go to drive. Click on this drive. It will open up your drive. You should know where that file is. I know that it is in one OTT FDP. Click on this and you select that file. This is the file, OTT FDP session plan. Then click insert. So this file is inserted here. And if I publish this, right, now in the view thing, everybody is able to see this information under my classes. This is visible to them. If they want to just scroll down, they can do it this way. And if they want to open this into a separate window, they can open it into a separate window and they can see. Now, this file is shared with Dr. Murugan as well as Professor Rajshekhar. So, if I make any change sitting in my home, if Dr. Murugan makes any change in this file sitting in his home, or Professor Rajshekhar makes any change sitting in his home, that information automatically gets updated here for the viewers to see. So now I need not edit the site. I mean, I need not come here and edit here in the site. If I edit it in my Google Drive, it automatically gets reflected here. So now, so what else you can do? You can insert images, you can insert files from Google Drive, and of course these things are, there is something called collapsible test. Let us look at this. So this is, these are all different options where you can actually experiment. A collapsible test works something like this, where you can have heading for the text and followed by some text. So then you can insert one more. Let us say, let me call it heading 1.
Hello.
Yes, somebody.
News.
Hello. So here let us say heading 2, and here is a text 2, and under heading 1 you have text 1. So a collapsible text is something like this. If you see it in view, you would get a feel of it. So go to my videos. So go down. Now you see only heading 1 and heading 2 are seen here. If you click on this heading 1, then whatever is the text you have typed there, it will open. So you can close this heading 1. Then here you have heading 2, then the text will open and you can close this heading 2. So this is collapsible test. And you can also have what is called as even calendar you can insert here, so that for people to see if you are publicly sharing. See the slides, Google Slides. Like I said, Google Docs if you can also insert Google Slides, you can insert Google Sheets, you can insert Google Forms. This Google Forms you would have already experienced in our OTT website where you have filled, right? OTT FTP. So in this, this is a Google form that is inserted here, right? Because now I have stopped accepting responses. It is seen like this, but you all have filled your form here, if you remember. So this is what you make a Google form and simply insert it on this place. So people need not open that Google form actually. They would come here and fill it right from here. Now go to this. Yesterday we had a problem. A few people complained that you have been updating your work, and people are some people are knowingly or unknowingly, mostly I think it is unknowingly, they are editing it and they are deleting it. So when I had a few concerns like that in the the WhatsApp group, so I immediately committed I will fix it. Trust me, when I committed I will fix it, I really have no plan as to how to do it. So this is one good thing as teachers we should habituate. If you commit for something, you will somehow find a way. So I experimented a little bit this afternoon, and now I have found a way how to fix it. That means each one of you will continue to post your outcome, but nobody will be able to edit it. So how am I going to do that? See, for example, now in this outcomes page, so here this is what you have already filled, I know, but some people. So what I'll do, I'll still keep it. So now I'm editing the FDP website. So still I will keep it. But what I will do, now here I will insert a form that I have developed. Oh my God, by mistake I just, okay, no problem. Let me go to my forms, Google Forms. So here I can find the recent form. Yeah, today see, it's done at 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock I found the solution. Now this OTT FTP outcomes. So anyway, we will be having a session on Google Forms. There I will discuss in detail. So, but here what I am trying to do is to fix that problem that we are all facing. See, from now onwards, what you will do, you will still be submitting your output, whatever you have done, maybe in terms of the URL that you have made, or maybe you just simply type what you did, etc. But what you will do, you will not be editing that page from today onwards. You will be submitting it through a Google form. But remember, when you are submitting it through a Google form, it's mostly one-time submission, or sometimes, I can actually go to the settings here, and one is collect email address, so that you will go back to your form, and here you see edit after submit. This I have enabled for this form, edit after submit. So if somebody is submitting the form, let us say what is happening. So if somebody is submitting this form and submit. Now it is giving you an option called edit your response. Edit your response. Now if you click on this, remember you are again getting back to the page you have filled where you can edit your response. But this is not a one-time activity. Every day you have to go back to the same page. You have to go back to the same form. So there is only one difficulty in this. You should save the link of this editable portion of your form, so that when you click on that link, you will come back to this form again. So what is the best way to do it? Here. Select the whole thing, keep it into your folder. Bookmark it. So here OTT FTP outcomes. So what you do, simply edit it, OTT my outcomes. Save. Now what happens, once it is saved here, every day you can visit this site. Every day you can go there. See, go here, OTT My Outcomes. It will open up the form for you. It will open up only your form. Other forms will not come here. So for everybody, this is a unique. Place where it only belongs to you. So you click it and then submit. Submit for that day. So for the third day output, again you have to come out and please remember you have to keep this link saved. If you forget this link, I still have not figured out how to supply this link to you again. So I will do some research if this link can be obtained from some some way. I am not sure I will be able to do that. So my advice is just in case you lose this link, you will have to submit again all the 3 days or 4 days cumulatively. So for time being, this is working. So now what I will do, let me edit this. So by editing this, so what I want to add along with the email address, I will also add your name here. So here, let's say name. So it's a short answer. Then you have time for time being. We have day 1 output, day 2 output, and day 3 output, including today. So the today's assignment for you is you should create your own site and you should actually put the URL here. So now you need not go to that outcomes submission page. So what you can do, you can have this link which you have saved here. You have this link and go on submit. That's all. But then how is it seen by others? So for this we have a technique. But let me first, we have a technique. Outcomes. I will teach you all this when we have a complete session on Google Forms. So for time being, I'm just demonstrating how this is getting inserted anywhere. So this is the page, how it looks like. See, these are my experiments that I did. So this is how it will look for people to see when actually they are able to see this. So where is this? This will be, let me move this. Yesterday Murugan told you. So I want to save it in OTT FDP folder. So I am moving it there. Okay. So now what I will do, I will go to the site. So OTT FTP site here. So what I will do now, I will insert that new file, OTT FTP. So what is this new file? New outcome file. This is the file. So insert. Now I will make this come in the front. Fine. Okay. Then I will also simply insert a text bar to make it new outcomes sheet. It's looking ugly, so okay, let us not spend more time on this. These decorations take a lot of time. This is another problem. So now what happens, tomorrow onwards, this file is not editable for you. Whatever you update in your form, by linking that form, you can actually, that gets reflected here. So now, where is that form? For time being, you should all have access to that form. So this is the form. Copy. Right. I can put it in the chat box, or you may lose it when I put it in the chat box. So what I can do, I can again put a text box to submit your outcomes. Click here. So to submit your outcomes, click here. So now I maybe click here, you can make it bold and you can give it a hyperlink. Hyperlink is this, apply. So that's it, let me publish. So now actually you can go to the OTT site, OTT FDP outcome site. See, this is what you see here near. So this is a new outcome sheet. To submit your outcomes, sorry, there is a spelling mistake, we will correct it. Click here. If you click here, it will take to here. So you fill your responses. I have made this day one output, it says it's a number, so let me correct it. These are some teaching day one output. There is a validation applied, so remove it. It's okay, fine. So now once you go here, I kept this fields optional for you, so that you need not fill on a particular day. You don't want to come out with your output, that is fine, no issues. So it will be blank. Okay, so do this like this, then submit and edit your response. And please remember, you bookmark this address. If you forget this address, then you will have to do it afresh every day. That means every day you have to fill all the day's outcomes. But if you keep it with you, for example, I just keep it here. So if I want to fill only that particular day's outcome, simply I'll go to here. Then I'll be removing this link, tomorrow evening. That means you should not use this link. If you are using this link, it is a new submission every day. So if you are using this link instead, see here, this link that we have saved. So you go back to your own, see, this is my page. So whatever I have already submitted already will be there. Maybe tomorrow we will add day 4 output. One more box will be added where you will come out with the day 4 output. So now this way you can actually, in your site, you have options to insert videos, you have options to insert your Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, you have options to insert calendar, you have option to link other sites from this site. Yes, sir.
Sir, one question, sir.
Yeah.
In that case, every day I need to save that site, right? That updation site, I have to do it every day.
No. I think this will work. Every day the same link will work.
Okay. Once I have done edit and I have saved that link and I put it in bookmark, that is enough.
That is enough.
Every day
you go back to that same address, it will work.
Okay, sir. Now what I'm asking is fourth day I have done it, and fourth day when I am doing it, I have to copy the bookmark again and I have to put it, or it is not required.
You just try the experiment and let me know. If it fails, we'll have to find a new way. As I told you, I'm a man of experimentation. Thus far, I have found this solution.
Okay, sir. Great, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So I think I will stop the lecture here. The idea is not to show what the whole Google site, what options exist, because I myself don't know all the options that are there. But if you keep experimenting, I just want to end the session by showing you my site. I don't know. Yeah. So this is the site I have built. So what I have on this site is, I have what is called as my dashboard here in the home page. So I have used the buttons, teaching, training, research, learning, my papers, my FDPs and MDPs, my case studies, my invited lectures, lectures where I have been invited, so conference papers, book chapters, session chairs, conference proceedings, my YouTube channel, my Facebook profile, LinkedIn profile, Twitter profile. So you can add all these buttons in the home page. Then when you go to About Me, I have made few things: recognitions and distinctions, admin positions, resume, and profile. By clicking on each one of them, it will take you to a different place where you can see this.
Sir, I have a request.
Yeah.
Can you show us how to link our Facebook, Twitter, and all that also in this?
It's very simple. Anything is linked through URL. You open your Facebook page, okay? Copy that URL, and I've shown you how you are linking your Google site, Classroom, how you are linking other.
Same way we can do that.
Same way, yeah. Just copy that URL, take a button, and simply put it there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now, so this is, I think, a rich site that I had come out with. So, but it took a lot of time. It was not built in a day. So see here, these are all my videos that I have already there. I already have these videos on my YouTube channel. All of them I have linked here. There are some more to be linked. Similarly, you can go to my research. So my research has been divided into so many things: the papers, case studies. Each one of them is a page here. So here. Now this you can see as an example site as to how you can build it. So within that research, these links have been made. So if you are in my research main page, these are all my sub pages for research. Right? So you can navigate through all these sub pages. Right? So similarly, you go to learning. These are different training programs that I have attended, right? And then where I have benefited a great deal, a part of which that I am sharing with you. So this is one example site. So here I have put the university logo, etc., and things like that. So fairly today I wanted to cover the nitty-gritty of making a site, but the experimentation is boundless. You can experiment all that you have here. Something like placeholder, just click and play. Play with it. The more you play with it, the more you get it. But our objective of this 10-day FDP is to get you introduced to these concepts. So today I think I have been successful in convincing all of you that the Google site is a great thing to explore. So if I have met that objective, I am done with it. If I have not taught you anything in Google site, that is fine with me. So if I created an interest in some of you that yes, I should have a site of my own, I should experiment and let me see.
Sir?
I am done with it.
Sir?
I will stop here, and I am very surprised today. The class went so smoothly without any questions. I don't know whether you are all following what I was saying.
Sir, not like a smooth, sir. It's like you are moving and already we got adjusted with you. Actually, the day one class is more important and it is connected everything to the rest of the classes, sir.
Yes. See, if you would have seen, we have we have a complete integration of these 10 sessions that you will see at the end. See, Google site is linked to your Google Classroom. Your Google Classroom is linked to your YouTube channel. Your YouTube channel is linked to your Google Classroom. So all these are linked at one place called your Google Chrome profile.
Sir, one more request, sir. One more request.
Yeah.
If you make your screen with full screen without a gallery, like these are past participants, then we can view a lot.
So I will fix it.